So I'm sure you've received a box of panettone just like this around Christmas time. Edible gifts are probably the best thing that you can get around the holidays. The simple thing to do is just open it up and eat it the way it is, but I like to jazz up my panettone. So every Christmas morning, I make a panettone French toast. But today I want to show you a very decadent version of panettone French toast. I'm going to cut up this entire loaf, turn it into French toast, and then stack it with layers of mascarpone filling in between each slice. And it'll get flavored with some orange zest and of course some maple syrup. And you'll have this really festive panettone French toast to serve your family on Christmas morning. So let's get started on the recipe. So now we're going to unbox this beautifully packaged panettone. And this is my favorite kind of panettone. It's the classic, so it has the raisins and the orange peel. And I have this beautiful panettone. This is a 500 gram or 1 pound panettone. So I tested the recipe on this size, and I think this is perfect to create, I would say, French toast for 2 to 4 people. Or I would eat the whole thing by myself, and I have, so. So to keep the panettone intact as much as possible, I just like to peel the paper off in strips, just to make sure that I don't disfigure it in any way. And the bottom always has such thick paper on it that I also try to be careful about how I'm removing this. Okay. And for this panettone, I think I can get about 6 slices. Since this is such a airy bread, you want to slice them thick because once it absorbs the egg mixture, it's going to get really difficult to move. And if it's any thinner than, I would say, 3/4 inches, then you're going to have some difficulty. And I trim a little bit off of the top because it'll be easier for it to absorb the egg mixture. Go ahead and nibble on all of these little bits that fall out because they're all delicious. And for French toast, well, you have to break some eggs. And for this size panettone, I've calculated that to be 12 eggs, so you need 1 dozen. Okay, and to this, I'm going to add a large pinch of salt. I'm going to use my little shovel here. And I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of heavy cream. And now to whisk it up. This is a good way to get in your morning workout before you indulge in all of this panettone French toast. You want it to be really thin, so you don't want any globs of egg. You just want it to be a smooth batter. And now I'm going to get my panettone ready for battering. I have my pan preheating, and so this is going to be my French toast station. I have this shallow pan here that I'm going to be soaking the panettone. And what I like to do is I start with the bottom because this is the one that's going to take longer to soak through, so might as well do that first. And then I also want to start with the top as well, which is a little bit thicker. And I'm going to use my ladle to ladle over with our egg mixture. And with the bottom and the top, I like to prick it a little bit with a fork, and this will help it absorb more of the egg mixture. So I really hate it when you slice into some French toast and the inside is just bread. I think that's the worst thing you can have happen, is when the inside of the French toast doesn't get any of the egg custard. And now I'm just gonna flip these guys, see how they're doing. So I'm going to be frying up the French toast with some coconut oil. I like to use coconut oil because it has such a high heating point and you'll have less of a chance of everything burning. So I'm gonna add the bottom to my frying pan I'm using my hands because this is really the best way to do it. And now I'm going to add another slice to my pan. So I like to cover my French toast with a lid once I flipped it because I want to make sure that there are no raw insides in this panettone French toast. And I'm going to refresh the pan with some more coconut oil. And now I'm going to add my top. And I'm going to add another slice to my tray here. And I'm going to saturate that with the mixture. The problem is with this kind of recipe is that you want to eat it while you're cooking it, but then at the end you'll have nothing to show for it, so you can't just bite into it. Some more coconut oil. And now I have to be really careful because these ones are super falling apart. Got to reshape it a little bit. And I'm going to saturate my next piece. So if you're unsure about the doneness in your French toast, just take 2 forks and kind of peek inside. And this needs a little bit more time because it's still slightly raw, but it's almost there. And now our next slice. So I'm keeping track of which layer is which. So this is the one that comes next. And I'm going to add our last slice and saturate it with the remaining egg mixture. And we're going to carefully place the next slice. And now for the last slice. And now all our panettone French toast is done. And we have our lid to go on top. And for our special filling going into the panettone, I'm going to do something pretty simple but very Italian. I'm going to loosen up some mascarpone with a little bit of heavy cream. I'm going to flavor it with some orange zest, and that's pretty much it. Just going to add a touch of whipped cream. And I'm going to zest my orange. And I really like using orange zest in this because I think it really picks up on the candied orange peel that's already in the classic panettone. Here we have our beautiful stack of panettone French toast. Here's my maple syrup that I'm going to pour onto each slice. And then each slice is also going to get some of this wonderful orange flavored mascarpone. So to assemble this, I'm going to give the stack a flip because I want to work from the bottom. Okay. Okay, I'm going to start with our bottom. And first the maple syrup. Then a nice dollop of our mascarpone mixture. And you want to run this out to the edges. And then our next slice. And our next slice. Okay. And our top, let's see, that. I'm gonna get out all the mascarpone that I have left. I just want a nice little dollop for the top. And I have this orange that I'm going to zest over top. And here we have this gorgeous panettone, French toast with orange flavored mascarpone and maple syrup. So this is going to be some feat to cut into this, but I have some skewers prepared because I'm thinking I'm going to do it like a deli sandwich. Back onto the skewer, and I'm going to spoon some of this lovely mascarpone and maple syrup over it. So now we have this amazing French toast cake to try, and I am so excited for it. I don't even know where to begin. So I'm going to start with this bottom piece here. And I'm gonna dip it into this maple syrup, mascarpone, and orange mixture. Okay, so here we go. Oh, it's so good. And on my first bite, I got a bit of that candied orange peel from the panettone with the orange mascarpone, and it was like the perfect bite. I want more of this sauce. This is such a beautiful piece. Growing up, French toast was my favorite, and it still is. I'd like to think that it's like the perfect breakfast because you've got your carbs and you've got your protein from all the eggs. It's like having dessert for breakfast, but I guess I don't feel as guilty. Or maybe that's just my viewpoint. It's hard to stop eating this. So there's no reason not to spoil yourself and your family this Christmas morning. I think making a panettone French toast stack like this will really put a smile on your family's faces. It's super festive, it's super decadent, and I think your family will be super pleased. This might even become your Christmas tradition. So I hope you try the recipe. You can find the link in the description below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and thank you again for watching. Merry Christmas.